I apologize to those of you who are used to like quality video, but the computer I have access to does not have enough RAM to run video editing software, so you get raw me. Yeah. So, I'm just so excited about Teen Vogue. I've been reading about it on the internet how it kept being the place to go for news, that it was covering stuff the media wouldn't. You may have heard the drill if you're on Tumblr. So, I got a deal to get a year subscription for $5, and I took it, and I could not be more happy. So, already it caught me because the cover, sex, coming out, obsession, heartbreak, love issue. So, some actual fashion magazine-y things. Contents, makeup, more contents, makeup, masthead. So, on some of the staff members, they have a little deed of our first kiss memories, like that's the theme or something. And so we've got Sue Williamson, beauty style writer. All I remember thinking was, why are my eyes open? Head of revenue, Amy Olkers. I was sitting down, didn't see it coming. Then I was dizzy. And then, Philip Picardi. My first kiss with a boy was in a game of Truth or Dare. His girlfriend wasn't amused. Bookings director Trent Axelson. My first kiss was with Spider-Man. It was Halloween and I was a cowboy. Which is also probably two boys. Odds are. Like, casual queer representation. They're not drawing attention to it. It's not its own special article. It's just there. Like it's normal. They're normalizing it. Which is something like most everything else doesn't, even if it's got representation. You know? It's not normalized. It's a thing with queers in it. So, more masthead, more ads. Love trumps hate. Okay, editor's letter. Okay, first actual piece in the whole magazine. To say that this issue was a total labor of love would seem trite. It also happens to be true. Just as our team got the news we'd been hoping for, that the taller, collectible format you were holding in your hands was a go, our country was dealt the heavy blow that human rights aren't as universally valued as we once thought. It became a call to action. In the wake of that crushing defeat, our staff gathered around the brainstorm table to focus our energy on the one thing we can all agree the world needs more of right now: love. And then it goes on to actually talk about what's in it, but how's that for an opener, huh? They're not even trying to be apolitical here, or neutral, or any of that jazz. No, it's just human rights, they left, okay, now what? This is the raw shit for a fashion magazine. I mean, really, I'm used to this on Tumblr. But I've never seen anyone talk like this in something published, let alone a fashion magazine. Ads. Poetry, ads. More poetry. And then, Moonlight. Moonlight's lead actor, I think. Yeah. Gets a piece. Like, it's just a tiny little thing. But they're talking about they start with what Moonlight's about. And his name is Ashton Sanders. I haven't seen the movie yet, I don't have this stuff memorized. And about how he related to the film. And here we go. While the movie has been lauded fairly for its portrayal of nascent homosexuality, Ashton doesn't quite see it as a gay black film as film critics have called it. Kevin could have been Cavett, he says. It's almost your classic high school love story, just takes gender out, in brackets, of it. And then he goes on to talk about labels, social masks, and how he explores masculinity in his own self. And okay, cool. I mean, of all the films they could be interviewing stars from, it's this one. No punches pulled. Ads. Voices Beyond Borders. This is a whole spread about a Syrian refugee girl. Yeah. Her story, what was going on in the country before she left, her journey, how to get out, what she's doing now. And then at the bottom, fast facts, the Syrian Civil War, for anybody who needed a piece put back in. And I don't know. I don't think I'm the person to make this call, but in my opinion, it's not written with a tone of inspiration porn, and it's not a, oh, look at the refugees, it's so sad. None of that. She's just a girl telling her adventure, telling her trials and tribulations of her life. Next thing. This is about Laura Duca, who published a piece about Donald Trump on Teen Vogue, and then got asked to appear on Fox News and humiliated. And she says, just imagine the most aggravating exchange you had in the wake of the election, but on steroids in front of millions of people. It was awful, exasperating, and explicitly sexist. And it ends, refuse to let that be the status quo. Respond directly to their claims, refuse to let them prescribe beliefs for you. And then, young women have equal, if not greater, investment in this country, and if anyone tries to tell you any differently, inform them, calmly yet confidently, that you are the future. Ad. Voices. All-girl rock groups. Rock groups? Bands. All-girl bands. And one of them talks about racism and sexism and being in the punk scene. And then, hey look, black model. Which, granted, most people in the ads before that have been white people. Yeah, pretty much all white people. Oh, no, here's an Asian girl. Though quite a few of the ads don't have people in them at all. So, here's a brown girl. Here's a black girl. Anyway, this is the one that catches my eye. Like, you don't see full face ads with brown women in them. So, that's neat. And then, book report, queer lit. Lena Dunham and Teen Vogue agree. Annie on My Mind is a perfect Sunday morning kind of read. Another ad with a brown girl in it. And is there actually any talking about Annie on My Mind? I don't think so. Funny. I've read Annie on My Mind. I wouldn't notice. And then here's Rachel Trachtenberg and her fosters and her dog walking. She's testified at City Hall against animal cruelty. Same brown girl, I think. Different prom dress. Add style. Couple of Asian folks. Add white girl. Add no people. Add no people. Actually, I think this is style, but for it being a fashion magazine, that's not the bit I'm interested in. From the archive, this is more fashion. White models, white models, white models, black model. And a discussion with Molly Ringwald. And then lesbian prom goers. What? I'm in an ad. And it's not being drawn attention to. I mean, I've seen ads with queer couples in them before. But usually pulled out in the context of, hey look, everybody check out this French advertisement with a gay kid in it. You know, so I'm already primed for that, but just in a thing, just casually. Oh, and they're so hot. Ads. White girls, white girls. Oh, this is gorgeous dress. White passing girl anyway. Brown girl. Here's some guys. I think these are the first guys who've turned up who weren't in the magazine for a piece about them. And a white girl, white girl, white girl, white girl, white girl, more gorgeous dresses. White girl, white girl. Brown girl. White girl. I don't know, like, even what do you call somebody who's displaying makeup? God, listen to me. I do not do fashion. Anyway, Asian boy talking about makeup. That's what this article's about. White girl, same guy, David Bowie. White girl, white girl, white girl. White girl, white girl. Female masturbation. A whole article on it. Then I'm hesitant to say plus size model because to me this woman isn't plus sized. But going to what little I know of the fashion industry, I think that falls under plus sized in their definition. Article about sex education and how to say no without, just cutting it off. No. Ad for Diva Cup with a brown girl. Then here's a bit on exercise. White girl, brown girl, white girl, white girl, white girl, white girl, white girl. Goodness, there's a lot of pictures in here. And this is a story about a Victoria's Secret model who easily half this article is about the girl's equestrian habits and how nice she is and awkward moments with exes and so little about what she looks like. 2 paragraphs, I think, about what she looks like. White girl, some black and white photos that I can't actually see too well. Oh, no, it's this white girl is the same model that we were just talking to. Couple of brown models, androgynous, black model. Tammy Williams, who's a Jamaica native, moved to New York, and she dresses androgynous on purpose as a model. Asian model, black model. Those models along with some friends. Models in kind of a rainbow of colors. And then let's talk about sex. Count 'em. Pictures I can be reasonably confident are meant to show a guy and a girl. 1, 2, I'll call that 3. Pictures that are obviously 2 girls. 2. Pictures that are obviously 2 guys. 1. And another 2 that I'm not really sure. An article about the porn industry. An article about the chemistry of kissing. An article about fluid sexuality and not using labels, and not gay or straight identities. And then, get this, it may seem contradictory to follow a piece about the pointlessness of labels with a glossary of labels. In fact, we debated even running this, but ultimately decided it was important. While we're all in favor of a labelist society, the reality is that language is a critical tool with which to smash the cishet patriarchy. The list below is by no means exhaustive, as sexualities and their definitions are ever evolving. Think of this as a starting point to talk about how you feel. And it covers asexual, pansexual, aromantic, demisexual, and gray asexual. It's a magazine talking about asexuality, and it's actually saying the words cishet patriarchy. What? Am I dreaming? This is like Tumblr talk, but legitimized. You know, for all you know that you're talking legit stuff on Tumblr, it still kind of feels like you're either yelling into the void or into an echo chamber, or at a bunch of teenagers. You know, it's just feels like mentally it's a really big step from talking to your peers about these things to seeing it in print in a mainstream publication. Then writer Nicolette Mason explains why sexuality shouldn't dictate your style, and talks about her own fluid sexuality. There's a piece on Lena and Grace Dunham, and it's never clarified how Grace identifies, but the piece under the picture, Lena Dunham and her sibling, poet and activist Grace. Sibling. And there's stuff in here about Your gender presentation has become more complex. I feel as close to the experience of having a brother as I do to having a sister. A true refusal of femininity more than you even do now. And never a clarification. Pronouns, gender identity. It's just okay. And a piece about cell phone culture. And that's the only thing in here I find slightly objectionable. Because we hear plenty about how you need to put down your phone and interact with real people. And not nearly enough about the internet is a massively useful tool for all kinds of disability, mental illness. Like the information, the community, the ability to hide behind your phone and take some space for yourself in public. That's just what I can think of off the top of my head. But it doesn't yell at you either. Breakout star Sasha Lane, who is a brown girl who talks about her dreadlocks, about how she's not black enough to be the token black character in movies, how casting directors or agents, I don't remember. I don't really want to search the article until I find it. Tell her she's not black enough to be the token black character. And because she is black, she can't play the written for a white characters either. So, like, we're actually covering this. Wow. And she's really down to earth. There's really a lot about her life and how she ended up in movie making pretty much by accident and doesn't love all of what came with it. But lots of pictures of her. She couch surfs. And she's going to be in the Miseducation of Cameron Post, which they're making a movie of the Miseducation of Cameron Post? If you haven't heard of that, that's an old gay novel. Like, that was one of the ones on the to-read list back when I was a baby queer. Does it say when it's from? No, it doesn't. It's about gay conversion camps, she says. Don't put me in a box because I have dreads and tattoos or assume I'm a hippie. Her in a bunch of outfits. Okay, and here's Troy Sivan. I feel like Jack Zimmerman in Check Please, not knowing anything about pop culture. So now we've got an openly gay pop star and about what it's like being an openly gay pop star. And Troy shares an intimate conversation with his dear friend Hari Neff, the transgender model and actor who's creating a new normal in her own right. And we don't get any pictures of her, but maybe she doesn't want to be photographed. And it's a conversation between them. And about coming out, he acknowledges that he's privileged. Like, he actually says he thinks he's the most privileged person on the planet because he's had such an easy time coming out. And queerness in music. And some stuff about grieving for our country after Trump won the election. More pictures of this guy. Here's another model. This one's white. Prioritize your friends even after you're blissfully coupled. Hang out with your girls. I hate the idea of a life revolving around boys. And then, romantic dress that's better from the back. More lesbian couples. Just slipped in there. There are no token lesbians in this catalog. I've counted like 4 sets of them so far. And then, last page, couple of different colors. I can't tell you what it feels like, seeing all that in print. And of course, yes, it can be better. It can always be better. I haven't seen any disabled models, but this is still pretty huge. And I'm saying it out loud, actively giving myself permission to appreciate that, to appreciate what it does do that no one else is doing. What? The strides it has made. I think that's okay to be happy that it can do that and acknowledge that there are people still not getting that kind of representation I'm being so excited about. Anyway, I've got to go to class, so thanks for watching, and I hope it was everything you hoped it was when you started watching this video.